Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your S.I.L weekly roundup, the only live show there is for the S.I.L divisions. This week, we are going to focus predominantly on the senior division. We'll also dip ourselves into Division 5. Looking forward to the conversation because there's been some absolute humdinger games this week. We've had 7-0 away wins, 5-1 home wins, 6-goal thrillers. It's had it all in the senior division as always. But don't forget, if you are new here, hit the subscribe button. This, of course, is Trimley Red Devils, a local grassroots team based in Trimley, the finest village in Suffolk. Bias, admittedly, I was born and raised there on the playground. That's where I spent most of my days. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You can't sort of say born and raised without adding the bits in between, can you really? But yeah, no, great club. We'll discuss their game this weekend. Disappointment, but we'll discuss it all the same. And then, of course, on Wednesday, 7:30, we have the matchday highlight package coming out. So lots of reasons to subscribe, if not only for this one here, the live SIL weekly roundup. There are two ways you can get in touch and get involved in the show. There's a live chat. So you can use that live chat if you're watching with us live on catch up, use the comment section. And of course, if you wanted to come on and have your say, fan, player, coach, whatever it might be, whatever your affiliation or otherwise with an SIL team, you're more than welcome to come on. If you've got a microphone, a camera, just a microphone, really, you're more than welcome. So hit subscribe, hit the like, and let's get cracking. Joining me, as always, is a man I am very pleased to call a friend. We had some great times on Friday night when Town beat Derby in front of the Sky cameras. Mr. Daniel Barnard. Daniel, welcome. How are you, sir?
How you doing, pal? You all right?
I'm very well. Looking forward to discussing looking around the leagues, but particularly the senior and Div 5. There are some cracking little games that have gone on this weekend, Dan.
Yeah, there's a lot of results still. I mean, there's no 2-1s. There's a lot of like 7-0s, and that sort of stuff still going about. So it's crazy how it's still, the results have sort of been like, again, it's away results as well. So
doesn't matter if you're home or away in this division, the results can happen. Good evening, Maverick. I hope you are well. Welcome in. Irv is in the house, SIL's best referee. Irvin in the house. Hopefully, Irvin, you've been telling me, and he told me a little bit on Friday night, maybe joining us through the course of the series.
He'll come on.
Good
We'll get him on.
Good evening, Sean. Hope you are well. So, first and foremost, how did your own team get on this weekend, Dan, before we jump to the senior results and then come back to Division 5? How did you get on?
We won 4-2.
Happy days against
Stanton Reserves. Yeah, really good team, Stanton. Got some good players. I mean, we didn't turn up for the first 15 minutes. They were just hounding on our doors. And to be fair, if they would have scored, then it probably would have woke us up. But we managed to get out of that, and I mean, we won the game. We won the game with 4-0 up.
Really?
2 of them were penalties.
Oh, speaking of which, I have got a pen. I've got several clips you've sent me. We do want clips here on the SIL weekly roundup. Whether you're a fan, coach, player, whatever, whether it's your VEO off your phone, doesn't really matter. We want clips on this show, so do send them in. I've got 3 clips. I've got pen goal, free kick, penalty miss. Which one do you want me to line up first?
We've got to go for the penalty miss, haven't we?
All right, penalty miss.
Lightness.
So talk us through this one then, Dan, because who's taking it? Oh, sorry. You're on. Hang on just a second. There we go. Boom. Oh. So he's sending it over the bar. Who's taking it first and foremost, Dan?
Marty's taking it again for his hat trick again, and missed again. Oh
dear.
So we've now decided no more for him. He needs to.
Did he score the penalty?
To be fair, no. This is a different player because after he missed that one, we had another penalty taken by someone different. But to be fair to him, he did score another probably 35-yard out one that went in.
You couldn't send me that one.
No, because we don't expect it. I mean, with the penalty miss, we just lost. We just thought he weren't going to do any more.
Anytime this lad gets the ball from now on, Dan, get the phone out, get recording. Here is the penalty goal you sent me.
Yeah.
Nice penalty. That low, hard to the left.
That's how they're taken, aren't they?
That's how you should take them. Not like the previous one and Caden Jackson on Friday night.
Well, no, I mean Caden Jackson was a bit different, and that goalkeeper was miles off his line. But yeah, we still won.
True. So a good win for you guys at the weekend. Absolutely love to see that. Congratulations. That leaves you in second, but we'll come to the league table and Division 5 in a moment. So let's go back to the senior division. About disappointing weekend for Trimley, who didn't have any subs available to them. So Craig went there with just 11 players, a 3-1 defeat to Howsworth, which in itself is not anything to be too upset about, because Howsworth are a decent side, down 2-0 at half time, 3-1, 11 players, no subs. Disappointment, but something you can obviously take away and work on.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chids obviously he's had a bit of he's lost a couple of players, or lost a player this week or last week, decided to go elsewhere, and taking 11, whether the players didn't want to travel to Howsworth or but obviously you can't
social diaries, Dan, they're getting full up, but either way, 3-1 defeat. It could, Howsworth, we were talking last week, one of those sides, really great guns for them.
100%.
2-0 at half time, 3-1. So disappointed with that, but the match day package will still be out Wednesday 7:30. I have got a little clip to show you, a little teaser. This is the type of build-up play we can see from the package on Wednesday. And that's where I'll stop the clip. You'll have to see more Wednesday 7:30 right here on this channel. So a 3-1 win for Howsworth. Well on to them. Unlucky for Trimley. Look, there's two big results there. Before we get to the 6-goal thriller, Dan, you got Hawley 5, Claydon 1. That is that is a result and a half for Hawley that puts them up to second in the league table. 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. That is a big win. Hawley,
it's a massive win. It's a massive win. I think I'm shocked to see the result, to be fair, because Claydon obviously haven't lost many players. You just don't see them results for Claydon, but
no. You generally don't. They're normally a well-drilled, tight little unit, don't give much away. So I was surprised when I saw it. Obviously, that now leaves Claydon in 5th. Still very much early doors, but Hawley doing some good work. Hopefully we'll have Hawley's one of they've got 2 managers there, haven't they? The joint managers.
Yeah, I think Hawkins and Tomo.
Yeah.
So
hopefully grab one of those for forthcoming weeks. And of course, you've got the 7-0 Henley Athletic win. Huge win over Leiston. That leaves Leiston in 11th, 7 points, 2 wins, 1 draw, 5 defeats, and Henley sitting at the top of the table. Dan, your first team, haven't lost a game yet, 22 points, a 7-0 away win. Just talk me through the feeling from the camp there, Dan.
Well, I mean, you go to Leiston. Leiston have been on a bit of a run, to be fair, so you have to be a bit worried about what happened. But I mean, Henley on the day caught them quite well, and scored 7. But I mean, the camp's going well, but it's only a start. We've still got a long way to go. But I mean, I heard that Leiston done some good cake and tea afterwards as well. So if you ever fancy going to Leiston, get a bit of cake and tea from the Leiston guys.
I love a bit of cake. We were saying it before we went live. We love a bit of cake. You're a Victoria Sponge.
Yeah.
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 I mean, are we classing brownie as cake?
Yeah, you can class as a cake, can't you?
Because that's my favourite thing in the whole world, brownie. I could eat brownie forever. Yeah, for sure. Love them. So if you want a bit of cake and tea, head yourselves to Leiston. Other results: Old Newton 3, Bennell 1. Obviously, Bennell, 8 games, 8 defeats. It's not a great start for Bennell. They can obviously pick themselves up and go again. But a 3-1 defeat to Old Newton, who themselves have, almost turned a corner recently. 2 wins now in mid-table. Look,
it must have been that S.I.L roundup that he came on.
This is it. You see, this is what the S.I.L roundup does to you. So Bennell, man, get yourself on. I can't guarantee a win, but you never know. It might rub off on you. Midgley says coffee walnut for him.
Ooh.
I'm a big lover of coffee, but not in cake. I don't get it. Why am I putting my coffee in my cake, Dan? That's just
No, I don't.
not for me.
No, I don't dunk even my biscuits in the tea or coffee.
Oh no, I do that.
No,
I
for
don't know.
me.
It'd be rude not to do that. It would. Other results. Sporting 87 spoke about them last week. 2-1 wins over Copplestonians. That puts Sporting up to 6th. Copplestonians down to 13th. Bilderston 5, Benall 2, Wickham Market 2, Bilderston Rangers FC first 1. Do apologise. I'll say that again. I'll read it correctly. You know, I haven't been drinking this early on a Monday night. Wickham 2, Bilderston FC 1 this weekend. But the one we're going to speak about here is the 6-goal thriller, Dan. It is Westerfield 3, Ransoms 3. A result I don't think many, if any, would have put down on any prediction league as a result.
No, you'd have thought that Ransoms, the way they've been playing just lately, you'd have thought they would have took the 3 points. But the credit to Westerfield, I mean, they've only won 1 and drew 4.
Yeah.
So
the draw specialists.
They look like they're a fighting team, so they never give up to the end. So you know, it's a cracking, a point to take from a team like Ransoms is massive, and that's obviously Ransoms' first draw of the season. So you know, which says it all. They're either, you know, so it's massive.
Yeah,
like, what a game.
Huge game, 3-0, 3-3. Sorry, obviously we don't know because there's not any half-time information there what the result was at half-time. We don't know if it was a storming Norman comeback. We don't know if it was, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, neck and neck the whole way, and just time expired. But as Craig says, no easy games in this league, and he's spot on the money. There is Mr. Chidlow. There is no easy games in this league. Even the teams that are sat at the bottom of the table can, in a couple of weeks, I mean, we've seen it ourselves, can find themselves very quickly looking at mid-table, then looking upwards, can't they, Dan?
Yeah, 100%. As I said, that it's just, you know, everyone's taking points off everyone at the moment, a draw or a loss, or, you know, it's just massive. But again, the league becomes even closer and closer because, you know, Halesworth still have a game in hand as well. So,
they do.
It's an interesting league, to be fair. It's really interesting to see how this league's shaping up. You know, Benall last season struggled a little bit, then suddenly start picking up points again. So, I mean, Leiston again, they were near the bottom last season and started to shake himself up and start getting points. So it's just, you know, and Achilles and Cape Plough went down. So, you know, it's going to be anything. So you know, you love it to go down to last game of the season, but for Henley, I'd rather be done in about 2 months before the end of the season.
So the chat has come to a bit of a saviour here. Sean says Westfield 3-0 up, and Craig says Ransoms 3-1 down with 2 minutes left.
Wow, massive.
Says Chidlow. Wow, what a game that would have been for the free, you know, for the free paying spectator. Just turn up and see 3-1 down and 2 minutes left to go. That's a resolve. That is, Danny Boyd. I mean, that's you can't drill that, you can't train that. That's just a character test. That is.
Is that a knee slide for the third goal? Do you reckon?
I think it's several knee slides for the first goal. You know, that is a point saved as opposed to 2 points dropped. You know, obviously Westerfield's point of view, you're looking at that and you're tearing your hair out on the sidelines. I guess you got that win in your hands and you got 60 seconds or 120 seconds, and it's just, you know, wave after wave, I imagine. But what a game of football!
Yeah,
congratulations to both teams.
There was a lot of bookings in that game as well. So
was there?
Yeah, a lot of Westerfield players got booked that game. So then maybe that didn't, you know, time wasting or just fouls.
Well, we don't know. Just a lot of bookings. I mean, then again, Dan, if I'm 3-1 up with 2 minutes left to go and I'm in 3-2, I'm probably kicking everything that moves, whether it's my own team or otherwise. I'm taking no chances here. They say take no prisoners.
No.
We'd love to know, actually, for all those in the chat, whether watching live or on catch up, sort of 3-word reviews of any games you saw, been to, played in, coached in, managed in, refed in, whatever it might be. Your 3-word review of what happened over the weekend. So whether you're at that game or whether you're Craig in charge of the game against Halesworth or Irv as a referee, whoever you are, whatever it is, your 3-word review. What would yours be, Dan, for your game? 4-2 as it stands. What would your 3-word review be?
Glad it's over.
Glad it's over. Yeah. Why are you glad it's over?
Well, because we were, as I said, we were 4-0 up, and I decided to put 5 subs on, and then we went to 4-2, and then
So
you
you're
start getting a
bit
bit
nervy.
yeah, and then you start thinking about bringing the 5 subs off and putting the originals back on again.
Yeah, it's not Football Manager, Dan, where you can quit and restart,
No,
mate, and then realise you're not going to make those 5 subs. But hey, that's the life of a manager, I guess. You put them on, you think, right, 4-0, 5 subs, and then suddenly 4-1, 4-2. Imagine you were a Westerveld manager or a Ransoms manager. Both contrasting emotions in the game, but equally, you're sitting there, you're standing there, oh, well, oh, no, did I do the right thing? Have I done the right thing? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's a lot of what ifs, to be fair. I mean, you could have done this and that, and it's just at the end of the day.
As a whole?
What's that?
That's management as a whole, isn't it? A lot
Yeah,
of what ifs.
yeah. You have to. I mean, I was downbeat last Saturday about the game in the cup, but there was a lot of what ifs. But you just have to get back on the old boat and then just go again. So
yeah. Scott Parsley says too many changes. That's his
he would say that. He
review.
would say that because it's one of the. He was one of them that I took off. So
well, there you go, Scott. You can sit on there. You can look. Put your feet up, Scott. Have a cup of tea. Have a bit of whatever your cake of fancy is. Not a coffee walnut though, because nobody else apart from Midgley, I think, even eats that stuff. And just think, without me, they fell apart a little bit. That's what you've got to take away from this evening.
Well, you got to give them credit. The players on the sub bench obviously come on and done a job for us as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's not beating them up or anything.
Well, no, but the other game we're going to talk about 7-0 here. Henley, Leiston, Henley 7-0. I want to go back to that one just because I've seen Tony in the chat. I've got yourself here. 7-0. Is it a I want to ask you, is it a title push? Is it firmly in their hands now with the points they've got on the bank, or do you think Howsworth, with that game in hand, still loom large? Hawley's or another team up there at the moment you think could threaten what currently is Henley leading the way? Trimley fall into 7th. They would have been my shout just because I'm biased.
Yeah,
born and raised from Trimley.
I mean, anyone could beat anyone in this league. You couldn't. I mean, Henley obviously. If you look back near the start of the season, they were winning 2-1, or they were quite close games. And I did say that. Remember that they're in second gear right now. It looks like they're pushed up a little bit of another gear, but they've got Sporting 87 next, and
tough tie,
and that's not going to be an easy tie. I mean, they're up there as well. And last season they played them in the cup and lost 1-0. So
did they?
Yeah.
So, and this is it. And as Craig was saying, Craig Chidlow, no easy games at this level. So looking ahead, Bennell versus Hawley. Bennell at home against Hawley. Hawley just coming off the back of that resounding win. That's a tasty little game. Just because Bennell, having lost all 8 with Hawley off the back of that win, Bennell have to sort of get themselves going at some point, Dan. And at some point, the game might on paper look tough like this one does. But you've got to get yourself going at some point, right?
Yeah, I mean, Bennell will be fine. I mean, they'll start, once you win 1, you'll win 2. And it'll just carry on because it's the momentum that you have in the camp. If you keep winning games, the momentum still be, come on, boys, let's go again, and it'll go again. But it's just about getting out of that little bit of a rut first, and then just get them wins. To the 90th minute, to the 91st minute. Keep going.
Westerfield, we're looking to bounce back against Bilderston Rangers. Claydon, we're looking to bounce back at home to Wickham. East Burgoll against Old Newton. Henley, as you just mentioned there, will take on Sporting 87. Ransoms, looking to build off that resurgent 2 minutes, take on Howsworth, who themselves have come off a good home win. Trimley, looking to bounce back at home to Leiston St Margaret's. Out of the teams that are looking to bounce back, which one do you fancy the most? I'm going to say Trimley because obviously, this is the Trimley Red Devils YouTube page. I'm from Trimley, Leiston at home. I fancy them. I always fancy Craig and the team to do something great on a Saturday afternoon. But who else would you think? You know what? That's they're ideally positioned to bounce back sort of instantly.
I'll probably say Claydon.
The same reasons I've said Trimley, because you're a little bit biased.
Not because of that. It's just as a neutral, you look at Claydon because of the history behind the club and the club that they are. It doesn't matter that I've been there, but it's just the players they have, the quality they do have, they can take teams apart. And Wickham Market's not going to be an easy game because they've been plucking away and trying to grind the results out. So
I have,
you'd like to see Claydon bounce back, but I just want to see all the teams in the senior bounce back from. I mean, East Burgolt haven't had a game for a couple of weeks, so they've not played.
A lot of games in hand there, yeah.
They'll be looking to play to win. I mean, they've played 2. They've won 2 of the last games, so and then had to short break. So
good points. Good points. We can mark it if they do get the result against Claydon with the game in hand. They'll be looking at that as an opportunity to break themselves in, possibly land themselves in and get themselves in amongst the fight. I didn't realise actually. You mentioned it now. East Burgolt there. Claydon have played 9. East Burgolt have played 5. So, that's an interesting little mini table building there, I guess. From Leiston down to Bennell, where I guess Leiston sit at the top of that mini table and Bennell sit at the bottom, both on 8. But there's 3 teams in between. Differing number of games, but still, yeah. I like it's taking shape, and I love it when the league starts to take shape, and you can start to look and pick out the juicy ties week on week. Let's just dip ourselves into Division 5. Sean wants us to go into Division 6. If you haven't got time this week, Sean, we'll have a look at Division 6 another time. I promise you that, my man. Division 5. So Buddiston sit top of that one, the reserve team. Henley Reserves are in 2nd. Coddenham in 3rd. Stow Upland in 4th. Do you know the guy who runs Henley Reserves?
No, I ain't got a clue, mate.
No,
don't know who it is.
I reckon he's not very good. Whoever it might
be. He's not top of the league, is he? So
no, he's not exactly.
He's letting the club down.
Maybe we should try and get the Buddiston reserve manager on. Perhaps we'll get some knowledge on for a chance.
Yeah, maybe in the next couple of 2 weeks, because we do have them in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, well. So, Coddenham beat AFC Kedgrave A away 3-0. Bennell, a 3-1 defeat at home to Curtin. Buildiston 4-1 over Leiston Reserves. Debenham LC Reserves 2. Stow Upland Reserves 4. Henley, yourselves, obviously 4. Stanton 2. Thurston 2. East Burgolt A-0. Wolverston Reserves 3. Wenhaston 1. So, other than your own game, what sort of game jumped out in Division 5 as you ran up tonight's show?
Curtin won 3-1. They look like they're picking up a few results at the moment.
Just in time for you, right?
Yeah.
That's your next game, isn't it?
We go to see what Trimley's like. See if it's nice and,
Trimley is a beautiful place, mate. Beautiful place. Just don't...
What, Mary or Martin?
Mary, of course.
Okay. So we're going to Martin, so...
Mine, please. I mean, Martin's a great name, don't get me wrong, but Trimley St Mary absolutely gazumps Trimley St Martin. Actually, to be fair, despite living next door to Trimley St Martin all my life, I've never actually ventured into it that much, to be fair. So...
When you've been at Trimley, have you ever played Curtin at all, or have you ever?
In Curtin, yeah, not in Trimley. That's a new one on me. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I played in Curtin against. Well, this was as a junior, I guess. When the pitches were smaller, and we probably played at a primary school.
Right.
But I never played in Trimley against Curtin. No. Is that what they play? Is it?
Yeah, the Curtin play in Trimley. They play at the social club, sports social club.
Oh yeah, okay. I know who you are.
Yeah.
God, I thought that had all gone now. I thought that had all been. This is turned into a completely different show. But I thought that had been a bit. I thought that was all houses now. I thought that was poppy fields. I think they're called. No, wow.
Still there.
There are some pictures still there. Okay, good. So you got Trimley up next. 3-1 winners. They were over Bennell.
Curtin.
Sorry, Curtin. Sorry. Trimley on the brain. What can I say? Trimley. There's everywhere. It's everywhere on the page. It's just shouting at me. Thurston 2. East Burgolt 0. Stow Upland Falcons, obviously you played them recently. They're 4-2 over Debenham. Was that a sort of bounce back game for them? Was it a routine win? I don't know this division at all. I'm going to be honest. I have to bow to you here.
I mean, Stow Upland are not a bad team, to be fair. I mean, as I said, we had to grind out a result against them. But we've never played Debenham, so we just don't know what Debenham are going to be like. So it's just, again, we're just basically just guesswork at the moment until we actually fully play every team that's in the league. We'll then get an idea of where we are. Hope you ain't got no walnut cake for me, Ed.
Vinny says Barney, we played their first team.
Well, that's all right. But as I said, Stow Upland, Stow Upland are a good team. But as I said, we can't. Us being in a new team in a league that we don't know much about, apart from a few teams that played last season, like Curtin, we just don't know what they're going to be like. And Saturday, Curtin's going to be a tough game.
One of the goal scorers jumped. I reckon I've managed one of their goal scorers for Startland. I'm not going to say which one, but they've only got 3, so you can do your own calculations. But yeah, I didn't know he was still playing. Good Lord.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fair enough. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, they're good. They're always good setup, Startland. I mean,
always great little team. Yeah. He was a good player when I managed him for sure.
But if you look at what's come on. But if you look at the league itself, we played first and who are 5th, and we beat them 7-1. So you just don't know what the league's about. It's just until we. But again, there was a point made at the weekend for the teams that are in Division 4, 5, and 6 that there's no fixture list for us. We're just going by every week, and then we'll get one fixture added on in November. And like the other leagues have their full fixture lists, we don't. So
yeah. That still surprises me. I still don't. I as a neutral, I still don't understand that. But there is obviously a method in I won't call it quite madness, but there's a method in that. Maverick's laughing out loud. We got Varney says, Vinny asked Barney, "Are you going to explain how you robbed me of man of the match?"
No comment. He wasn't man of the match. He wasn't man of the match Saturday.
He suddenly lost his voice. So next week we will spend the second half of the program dipping into Division 6. I'll put the spotlight on Division 6. So Sean, if you want to come on the show and talk to us, you are absolutely more than welcome. The invitation is there. He is in charge of
Somersham Reserves.
Somersham, who are 5th.
He won Saturday.
So yes, yeah, and have a tie next against
Stow
Upland FCA. Yeah, so Sean, you're more welcome to come on. We'll hopefully have a senior manager on with us to discuss some senior action as well, because that's obviously the bread and butter, no disrespect to the other divisions, such as yourselves, Dan. But yeah, I think we've done a great little job here tonight. Considering it's half term, this show has followed the madness of my day. I'm not going to lie. It's just sort of been a...
I mean, it's something like good for us to do on a Monday. An S.I.L roundup is pretty good. A lot of people.
Vinny's put a transfer request in via YouTube. That's got to be a new one. The first ever transfer request by a YouTube comment in football. I love it.
Maybe Claydon might want him.
It's up there with the Peter Rod and Wingy sitting outside QPR's training ground.
I reckon he's sitting outside the Blue Circle right now, waiting for a few of the managers to turn up.
I don't know the background. I'm laughing. I don't know if I should be, but I'm laughing anyway.
Yeah, well, it's all banter.
Yeah, absolutely. A great show, a really good one. Congratulations on the win. Hopefully next week we can share some great news for Trimley with a 3 points. But don't forget, 7:30 this Wednesday, match day highlights of Halsworth versus Trimley. Dan, good luck next weekend. Good luck to everybody else who's watching, with your playing, coaching, managing, refereeing, or just a spectator. Have a great weekend. Final thoughts then, Dan, as we round up the senior division and the show. Standout team from this week. Any team you want for any reason at all. Your standout team from the senior division.
From the senior division, it's going to be Henley, isn't it? Has to be
except
Henley.
Henley. I can't give it. I can't. That's like me saying Trimley, because I've got allegiance to Trimley. I haven't lived there. You're Henley's reserve manager.
Let me try. I mean, Hawley. You have to go Hawley.
I agree. Yeah, I think so. Hawley for sure. I'd have to check
back. I think Hawley have beaten them twice now. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if they've beaten them twice this season already. But
Hawley. Let's look at Hawley's result. So Hawley have beaten Claydon twice. Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
In the cup, and then a couple of weeks later in the league.
Yeah.
Hawley, they've really sort of turned themselves. They started off the year 2-0, then 4-0. They got beat by Old Newton, then beat Wickham Market, drew against Westerfield. They were hammered by Hawley, but since then they've just, they've hammered Claydon.
It's weird because obviously Reece Golden, who was their captain last season, who's quite a good player, he's left to go to Debenham. But I mean, still dual signed. But I mean, for a player like him to go and them to carry on doing the way they are, it's great to see. So
yeah, there you go. It's all golden. Right, we're back next week, 7:15. Hopefully Sean will join us. Dan, I'm sure, will be here, and we'll have a senior manager on to discuss the senior league. But until then, 7:30 for the match day highlights. Here's Mr. Dan Barnard, Henley reserve manager. Not quite in first, so it's not that important. And I am Martin. With love, with care. Take care. We'll see, and wherever you are, enjoy the football.